Hey, welcome to part 2 of this week's assignment in our very first lockdown lessons. So whilst school is out, I am setting you your assignments over the internet. So this is for the more advanced intermediate. This is going to grade 5 to grade 6, where we are playing offbeat hi-hat grooves, but with a more syncopated bass drum pattern. So in part 1, we kept the bass drum patterns quite simple. We used our 7 essential grooves. In part 2, we're going to use our 8 ways to move Billie Jean. So we're starting to make the groove more syncopated. First of all, let's just hear the Billie Jean groove that we talked about in the first lesson. 2, 1. And a few of these grooves we've already done, because the first groove is You Shook Me All Night Long. That's when we delay that bass drum by 1/8 note on beat 3. So that beat 3 moves to the end of beat 3. 1, 2, 3. So we have that massive hole on beat 3 where nothing happens. That will be where you fall over yourself. That's where things start to go wrong. 1, 2, 3. And with the click, 1. We discussed that in the first part. Let's quickly put that with the track. 2, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1. All right, so our next groove delays beat 1 rather than beat 3. So our hold is now on beat 1, and that's where things get really confusing, because there's not many grooves where we don't play on beat 1. So this is what it sounds like with the 8th note in. 1. 1. I'll play the click. 1. All right, so now I'm going to take away those hi-hats that land on the beat. So we're just playing the offbeat hi-hats. 1. So that massive hold is now on beat 1. 1. With the track slower, and 2, and 1. Full speed, 2, 1. All right, that's delaying beat 1. Now we're going to delay beat 1 and beat 3. So let's hear what that sounds like first. And 2, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1. And I'll play it slowed down just by itself. 1 and 2, and 3. So without the click, we've got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So we've got a massive hole on beat 1, a massive hole on beat 3. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Let's compare that with Billie Jean, where we're playing on the beats. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Now without, moving them both backwards. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So with the track slowed down. 2, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 3. So that's kind of weird, a peculiar groove, but it does sound cool when we've sped it up and we're playing it in song. So I'm going to take it all the way up to 1, 2, 5. I'm going to do 1 bar of Billie Jean and then 1 bar delaying both. So it's a 2-bar groove now. 2. Alright, so those are the delaying. I made that a 2-bar groove, Billie Jean, and then number 3 of the 8 ways to move Billie Jean. Number 4 is hammer to fall. That's when we're bringing that bass drum forwards. 1. So we did that in the first part of this. So this is with the ands on the hi-hat, the and only, offbeat hi-hats. 1. Remind ourselves of that. 2, 1, 2, 3, and 4, out. So I made a little mistake there where I brought 2 of the bass drums forward. So that's the and of 4. So that's what we're going to do next. This is number 5 on your 8 ways to move Billie Jean. So now we're bringing beat 1 forwards, but obviously when we do that, we talked about this actually goes into the previous bar. So now it's on the and of beat 4. So this is with all of the 8th notes in the hi-hat. 1, and 2, and 3, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. So we've just offbeat hi-hats. 1 and so another groove where we've got that hole on beat 1. So with the track 2, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1. So there I was playing the split that we talked about in the first part. So we're going hi-hat, ride, hi-hat, ride. All right, now we're going to bring both of these forwards. 2, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1. 1, and so if I do the split, they both fall with the bass drum, don't they? What, the rides both fall with the bass drum. 1 and so I'll do that one slower so we can hear him at 76. 2. I'm quickly going to go through 7 and 8. We might need more time on these, but if we can get this far, this is where we get really syncopated. But 7, 2. And then finally number 8 on your sheet. 2, 1, 2 and 3 and 4, 1. Alright, so they are your 8 ways to move Billie Jean. We've got bass drum that lands on 1 and 3, and I just moved him either forwards or backwards. And instead of eighth notes in the hi-hat, we're playing on the ands only, so offbeat hi-hats, always on an and. So we've got some really quite syncopated grooves happening there. So in future lessons, we can do more with that, but for now, that's your 8 ways to move Billie Jean, but with offbeat hi-hats. And I really hope you found that useful. That's your assignment. This is the upper intermediate level, and we'll be talking about that in your lessons next week. So I really hope you're finding this fun and useful, and I'm sure in no time we'll be back to one-to-one lessons. So peace to you all. All right, see you.